Good morning, tubers. This morning or today, you get the my perspective view on things because I've glued the camera to my forehead, but a super glue works wonders. There's no limits as to what I'll do for this channel, as you will see shortly. So I don't know if the view is great, but we'll see. I'll check it I'll check it shortly. Everything looks good. Let's proceed. Today, or this morning at least, I'm going to put up some shuttering, and so that I can put a nice ledge along the top here. Okay, so here's an offcut I found from one of the floors. It's about the right size. It's going to go in there. It's got to cut that down to shape, and then somehow secure it in. That's 23 mil. God, this is the crappiest table saw on the planet. Look at this shit. So that's 915 really. Right, let's try it for size. That's it. Well, almost perfect, a bit big, but I knew that. So we'll put that about there. Going to secure it in place. It's probably about right. Yeah, perfect. That's it, it's exactly the right height. What I like to do is put some builder's plastic or any plastic, some polythene on the shuttering, and this stops the cement sticking to it, and it also gives you a nice smooth finish, because that's going to be the final finish on that. So I use some double-sided sticky tape. You don't have to do this, but if you want the pattern of the wood in there, then don't have to bother. But the only advantage really is that you can take the shuttering away a bit earlier before the concrete's fully hardened, and the advantage there actually is that it allows you to clean up stray bits of sand and cement that have dribbled through that you don't want, maybe across the windows. So to make this nice and smooth is an advantage. So that's what we're going to do here. Just get a piece of double-sided sticky tape, stick it down. That'll do. Okay, so I've used some double-sided sticky tape to put these little bits on, just to stop them falling off all over the place. And we'll try that for size. And that's perfect. There's a couple of millimetres overlap onto the window. You don't need much more than that, if any. So fuck that. Okay, I think that's all looking good. That's perfectly level, which is what we want. So I'm just going to put a couple of screws in the ends just to hold it in place nicely. That's enough. That's nice and solid. So that'll hold the concrete beautifully. There's not much weight here anyway, so. And yeah, we like perfection. So I'm going to throw some cement in here now. I'm going to undo this because we need to get the cement right to the back of the lintel. That's quite important. I'll show you how we're going to do that. So I'll put this on in a minute. Set it down there for the moment. And okay, so get yourself a tiny little piece of wood, but enough you can get under here. And you've got to ram this cement right into the back. You want to get right to the back of the lintel. Now the cement's mixed reasonably firm. Okay, which is why we can't just pour it in. We've actually got to push it in. And get this right in to the back. The reason I'm giving it a tap is to take out all the air holes, so it sits nicely on the shuttering, and then we'll get a nice smooth finish. And you can't really mix this runny and pour it in because it's going to just come out everywhere, so you kind of have to mix it a bit more firm and give it and tap it down. And then I'm just smoothing it off just so that I can see that I've come up to the edge. Right, well, we need to fill this up, and when I knock the wall through, I set aside some of the smaller sandstone chips, and then I use them to brick up the inside, and of course I'm going to plug this wall with them a bit as well. It just saves on mixing lots of cement. Give it a bit of rigidity, and I'll put in one layer of them now. I'll probably come back tomorrow to finish it off. We'll just finish up this bucket of cement. course, you don't have to do this. You can just put a bit more shuttering up and throw lots of sand and cement in, and that'll be certainly strong enough. But I just like to pack it up with a few stones. Right, we're a couple of days on. I've removed the shuttering and you can see the result here. And we do have a slight problem. I seem to have mixed the first batch slightly too weak. It's more like a 4-to-1 mix rather than 3-to-1. So unfortunately, when I took the shuttering away, it took away a little bit of the surface, which is very irritating because I'm going to have to come back and patch that up. But anyway, it won't take me long. I can do that. You can see the difference in colour as well. This is sandier than this. This is 3-to-1, which is what everything should have been, and that's probably, well, it's my own fault for just roughly throwing stuff into a bucket and not measuring it properly. So you should measure this properly, really. You want a nice strong mix, but generally this is pretty good. It's come out nicely. And the next thing to do is to get a bit of stone chip on there and fill in the cement in the reveals. So we're going to cement these up to here, just to cover the window a little bit. But we can't do it today because the weather's against us. It's going to be another couple of days before the temperature doesn't drop below 0, which is obviously important. So that's it for the moment. I'll come back in a few days' time to continue.